Welcome back to another manga unboxing. We're just going to continue off where we left off last time with Dr. Stone 13 here. It's by the same author of iShield 21, and it's about being sent back to the Stone Age. The two main characters, well, actually everybody is frozen into stone, and they have to kind of help rebuild the society back to where it was with the technology. There's another faction that actually wants to keep humanity in the Stone Age, where only the strong rule instead of the smart people ruling, because he relies on his strength and himself. He doesn't really rely on others, and he feels like the current world of adults is too restraining. And so it's up to the main character with the green-gray hair right there to help defeat him and restore humanity back to where it originally belongs. It's by the creator of iShield, and Boichi actually also has a manga of his own. What's it called? I know the name of it, but I'm definitely not looking it up for sure. Sukin Rock. I actually didn't look that up. I just remembered it. It's Sunkin Rock. He has his own manga, and it's more of a manhwa, but it's like a legendary kind of a fighting manga. And I don't know too much about it other than the fact that I want to read it really bad, because it looks like it's kind of intense. It looks like it's for a more mature audience, so I'm more interested in that. Next we have Yu-Gi-Oh! R. This happens during the Battle City arc. Obviously, everything does, so why not? It actually came out more recently. That guy with the green-blue hair there comes and he totally schools everybody. And then he wants to kind of rule the world, typical. He has cards that can defeat the god cards, and so that's why it's like a big deal. But the Yu-Gi-Oh manga is a lot different than the Yu-Gi-Oh anime, like Banakith is dead in the manga, for example. So it's a little bit more gruesome in the manga. We got a few more Dr. Stone here. Number 12. And then Dr. Stone, that guy in the background there, he's the main villain. This is number 9. I believe this is the start of the Stone Wars arc here, which is when their two kingdoms kind of clash. Kaguya-sama Loves War. We have, excuse me, Kaguya's like butler / best friend on the cover here. And again, this manga is about two characters: the president of the class, and then the vice president. Both love each other, but they're kind of challenging each other's wit to see who will actually confess first. They don't want to be the first to confess because that would mean that they lose, and that they're weaker or showing submission. It gets to the point where the president actually thinks that if he confesses, Kaguya-sama would like look down on him. It's a pretty funny rom-com, which I definitely recommend checking out, even if you don't think the plot is like kind of for you. It's definitely worth a few reads in the chapters for sure. And you have Kaguya holding a Kaguya doll. But yeah, the supporting cast is really hilarious. They kind of help make the whole manga. One guy's like an otaku who really keeps to himself. The other one is like a bubbly girl who's like infatuated with love and like ships these guys kind of, but at the same time is such an idiot that she doesn't really know what's going on at like any point. And other times she's just like a random genius and is a prodigy at like just bizarre things like sports. And so she'll try to help each other, her friends through these things. And other times she'll just completely screw them over, which tends to be the funnier episodes because you don't really see it coming too frequently. But it's a pretty hilarious manga. They always have interesting jokes and gags that I don't always expect. And even the plot lines go into kind of areas where I wouldn't think it would go. Which, without spoiling too much, I'm just not going to say anything about it. I guess that's probably fair. I think that this is kind of neat. It's volume 14, and it's like the Valentine's Day volume, which is, Valentine's Day is February 14th, so I don't know if they did that on purpose, but it's kind of a neat happenstance. Here's Kuroko's basketball, or Kuroko no Basket. It's about this guy on the court who's not very good at basketball, but he's really good at making his presence unknown, so it makes his passes and his dribbling like top tier because no one notices he's gone to go make a basket. He just vanishes. And sometimes when he passes the ball, it's like the ball makes a weird curve. It's because he was in the middle there to throw it to the next guy. But it's a really kind of a Dragon Ball Z-esque basketball manga. It's kind of neat. Here's Flame of Recca by the creator of Mare. It's kind of like a more adult-rated version of Mare, in my opinion. They use ninjutsu and ninja artifacts to help defeat an evil dragon and an evil villain. But it's pretty 80s/90s vibes to it. You can tell based on the art style alone. With the pointy hair, these piercings everywhere, belt buckles, the whole thing. Another volume of Kuroko's Basket. Here we can see the Miracle Generation on the front there. 23 and 24. Kuroko's Basket only came out in America in double volumes. I don't know why. But they did come out in singles in Japan. Alright, so now we have more Flame of Recca. And as you can see with Flame of Recca, it looks kind of edgy from the cover, but the back is chibi. It's a very interesting read, especially if you have any interest in Mar, or if you liked Inuyasha, or even Dragon Ball Z. If you like Naruto, I wouldn't say that the two are very closely related, despite them all being ninjas, or using ninjutsu even. But these guys are definitely not too stealthy. They are totally overt, and they just go through everything. But it's a nice kind of a supernatural read with supernatural powers. It's got similar vibes to Yu Hakusho as well, I suppose. Yu-Gi-Oh! R Volume 4. These are starting to get a little bit hard to find. Ooh, look, a card inside. Gotta like that. So if you have any interest in picking these up, I would recommend picking them up sooner than later. I had a hard time finding Volume 1. Which I think I find in one of these hauls. Platinum End by the same creators of Death Note, and as you can see here, the cover is super shiny. This is one of the coolest covers / just like case, I guess you can call it, paperbacks I've ever seen. This is number Volume 4. But Platinum End essentially is about this guy who wants to kill himself, and he goes to kill himself, and an angel actually saves his life. Here you can see it says from the creators. It's from both of the creators, not just one of them. So the angel saves him, and he says that she says you're now in a contest to become God. And so all these people who tried to kill themselves are now going to attempt to become God and make the world a place where, nobody would have to kill themselves. They wanted to kill themselves because they were dissatisfied with the world, and then if they're God, they can make it kind of right, is the concept behind it. Here's Black Torch. It's relatively short. I don't know too much about it other than I guess it's very similar to Bleach. I can see a black cat there. It's kind of like Goichi. In any case, it was canceled very early on, but I guess it's super good. So I figured I would pick up the whole thing. I think it's only like 5 volumes, so it's not like a huge investment or anything like that. I mean, if you're on Right Stuff and you get it during a sale, 5 times 6 is like $30, maybe 40. It's not even enough to get free shipping if you're in America, so I figured what the heck. Might as well get it. Here's number 4. Yep, there's only 5. If this is 4. And again, it looks interesting based on the art alone, but I don't know too much about it. Lastly, Yu-Gi-Oh! Number 3. This one does not come with a card, but in fact comes with a card index at the back, which I was fooled with. Oh, it does come with a card. One of them I didn't read the whole thing, and I thought it said card inside, but it said card index inside. And I was like, you've got to be kidding me. Not that I'm like going after the cards or anything, because, you know, they don't really hold up to the current generation of cards, but I was like looking at it like, wait a minute. If I was a kid, I might be pissed. But I thought it was pretty funny also. Alright, so no more of the clear tape on this box. It should be a pretty easy open, I hope. Alright, I got my scissors. Let's do this. See, the scissors do a much better job than just my hands. And definitely better than my keys. For a while I was using a Gurren Lagann drill that I have on my keychain. But, you know, that is just really not sharp at all. Probably because it's meant to go on your keychains, which goes into your pocket, and you don't want to stab yourself. But still, I had high hopes that my drill would pierce the heavens, and it did not. Alright, here we go. Now we got this. See, I like that nice sound, the nice crispness of the first time you open a box. It's very good. Here we have Livius EST. I don't know much about this manga, but I do know that the covers are totally amazing. They have a white theme with one single color that kind of outlines it. In this case, it's like a blue-gray. The concept of it appears to be something like megaloboxing, if you've ever watched the anime of that. It's essentially like boxing with robot arms. It was a really awesome anime to celebrate Ashita no Joe's 50th anniversary, I think it was. But it was great. The action and art in this manga looked to be amazing. As you can see from that full page thud. So I actually can't wait to get into that. It's a sequel series to Levius, which is a I don't know if it's hardcover, but it's what's the word for it? I don't know. It might be. I think it is a hardcover actually. But it's just a big omnibus of the first series, which is kind of like a one shot, but it's like a very long one shot, just to kind of test the waters. I think and Levius really gets into it. Here we have Neon Genesis Evangelion. These again were released both in singles and in the omnibuses. I think the omnibuses look fine. I think they look really good actually, especially on from the sides here. We have 8 and 9. 7, 8, 9, sorry. And they come in threes, which makes it a lot more easier to get the full collection. I'm very interested to start reading this one. I'm just waiting for everything to get in, because I know once I start reading Evangelion, I'm going to want to keep reading Evangelion. Just open up to a few random pages here, just so you can see how the art looks. You know, the art looks like it holds up pretty good. There's a few color pages here and there sprinkled in. It looks like it's pretty faithful to the anime, in my opinion, which is good. Because I wouldn't want it to be a completely different style for sure. Another volume of Evangelion. The last volume of the omnibus is only 2 volumes long, as you can see here. It says 13, 14, and end, which I kind of like because it lets you know that's the last set of it and that there's no more for it. But yeah, supposedly the ending's so different than the anime's ending, so I can't wait to really get into that one. Let's see. And here we have Tenjo Tenge. This is about it's by O'Gray, who made Air Gear, and he's currently adapting Bakemonogatari into a manga format. He is one of my favorite authors because he's just hilarious. He's got such a good comedy style, in my opinion, and he's got a very good action kind of hand. So it's about these 2 characters who want to rule high school. The strongest person in the high school is the one who rules the high school. And so they're trying to train to beat the higher order of the classrooms and the classmates and become the strongest, but they find out that there's like a deeper plot involved. Here we have De. I can't even remember. It's like Dead Demons, Dead Destruction by the same creator of Punpun Ino Aisako. And it's a bizarre title. It's about these kids who are in the middle of an alien invasion, and their kind of lives in it. And so I am also kind of waiting to get a few more volumes of this. But Inoue Asano's art and work tends to be pretty good. I heard Downfall wasn't that great, which I haven't read it yet myself, but I'm looking to get that as well, just to kind of see how it is. But typically he's pretty legendary, a mangaka. And as you can see, the art is fairly good, with the kids being quite expressive, their own kind of unique style to them. Another volume of Tengo Tenge. As you can see, this is made in Canada, or printed in Canada, rather. It's a little bit edgy to it. There's a lot of fan service involved in O'Gray's work, typically. But again, this is just a pretty run-of-the-mill fighting manga. 16 color pages, gotta like that. I've only watched the anime, I've never actually read it, but the anime was so good. It was like 24 episodes long, and it doesn't even adapt the whole manga series, so I really can't wait to actually finish it. So let's see, I think this is the last Tengo Tenge I've gotten. That main character there with the gray hair and just the bra is the main teacher, so she teaches the main character, who's that blonde guy there, how to kick ass. He goes to the school, thinks he's this big hotshot, kicks a few plebs' butts, and then he gets his ass destroyed. And so he wants to learn how to become a badass. And him and his best friend Bob, which I think is the funniest name for a side, a secondary character. He's the main character, but he's like the sidekick, Bob. It just cracks me up. A little bit more Levius here. You can see the cover again is awesome as always. You can see the kind of robot arm there on a few of these characters, so you know that they're going to be the contestants in the fighting arena. And you can also see that this is more of just a white kind of gray cover, which goes thematically pretty well with the rest of them, as you'll start to see. I think I'm going to pull out another one next here. Nope, Flame of Rekka. Sorry guys, got you excited. So you can tell this one's more of a ninja-focused flashback volume due to the cover. I believe that's the main character's dad, Rekka's dad. And in the past, they actually were more stealthy and sneaky. So this volume is probably going to be pretty sweet. I was looking to see if there's any flashbacks here, but I don't really see too much. Usually what happens if there's flashbacks is it's a super gray or dark black kind of a page color to the side, like a Death Note all black edition kind of look to it. But I guess it's not in that case here. More Levius, EST, And you can see the awesomeness of the highlight of the red kind of glow from the heat of his robot arm. It's more of an orange color to it, as you can see here. And again, I can't get over how good the Viz signature quality is of that manga. It just looks amazing. Another platinum end here, number 6. And again, I feel like I'm talking a lot about covers on this one, but the covers that I'm getting in this box here are just insane, you know. They might as well have put a warning on the box that said, beware, awesome covers ahead. Because these are some of the better covers that are published these days. I mean, you just can't beat that nice sheen to it. It's just crazy cool. Alright. Let's keep going with this Levias here. So we've got 2. This one's more of a green kind of a color. I think, again, it's just a really awesome cover. You can see it looks like he's saving someone. The SIG color there looks cool. The back looks cool. Very kind of a minimalist approach to it. I hope the story is as good as the art is. Sometimes it can be a little upsetting to be reading a story just for the art. But you know, it can happen. Here's volume 2. More of a blue-purpley approach. Whew, we're almost done. Just a few more out of this box here. And if anyone's wondering what this kind of random song is playing in the background, as long as I don't change it anyways, this is Gurren Lagann OST, at least for the second half of this video. I'm like a huge diehard fan of Gurren Lagann. Oh, so after the collapse, I'm pretty sure that this is all just going to be Flame of Recca to finish it off here. So I actually used to read Flame of Recca, and I finished Flame of Recca when I was in either middle school or high school. And I actually liked it a lot. It has a very interesting premise about these dragons, this ninjutsu kind of a power set, which they kind of drop the ninjutsu aspect and it just turns into like just supernatural power aspect. But they use these artifacts to help gain their powers and connect to their ninjutsu. It's by, at this time, I think Action is a publisher, but it's also through Viz Media. I don't really understand what the Action kind of logo is. I know it's really old school. It's on like Mega Man Battle Network, Flame of Recca, Mar, and Zatch Bell. But I don't really understand what the Action imprint of Viz Media is. Is it just because it's Viz Media but not Shonen Jump, or what? But in any case, it's a really good read. I can't wait to really get them all. It's not easy to find all of these in print. Right Stuff has a huge amount of them, but it's missing just like random volumes that I'm probably going to have to go out and hunt for. It's kind of like the opposite of Rave Master, where Rave Master is only one volume, which is an omnibus for sale, and then the rest of it's out of print, which is really annoying. Here we have Yu-Gi-Oh! 22, 23, 24. This is Yugi versus Bakura at the Battle City Tournament arc. So this is kind of near the end here. Yu-Gi-Oh! Released in singles, but the 3-in-1s I think look really elegant. I'm sure the spines aren't going to hold and they're going to like crack super easy. It already collects dust. Fingerprints really easy, but I can't actually wait to read these. I used to love Yu-Gi-Oh! As a kid, like probably everyone my age did. But I really wanted to finish. I've never finished watching the whole anime, and so I tried to watch it with my girlfriend, but we kind of got sidetracked in the middle of the Dragon arc. Didn't think the Dragon arc was all that great, but I really want to see how the Egyptian stuff kind of ends, which is right after the Dragon arc, which actually we did finish the Dragon arc. We just have to watch. I think there's one more filler arc, and then it's the end. Yeah, so that's it for this haul. You know, thanks for watching. We still have a lot more boxes to go, which is kind of crazy to think about, since this is like, what, video 3, and I think we're at the halfway point, or near the halfway point. But yeah, there's just there's a lot of manga that I got this time from these sales. But thanks for watching. Leave a comment below on which manga you think I should read first, or which one's your favorite. Other than that, everyone have a nice day. Thanks, bye.